The local nonprofit Walk With You helps parents and families experiencing the heartbreaking loss of a child. We know grief is different for everyone, so this organization makes sure no one is alone and often their darkest hours. Joining us today to talk about this effort is founder Kylie Collins. Kylie, thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the history of
Yes.
Walk With Me, because this is something that it's been around for, tell me when you started.
So we founded Walk With You in the summer of 2022 and launched services in January of 2023. And so the background is mostly professional for me. That's kind of why Walk With You was formed. My background's in NICU nursing and the neonatal intensive care unit, and just staying in touch with those families after their child would die. Months, years later, they would reach out and maybe share some regrets that they had, or things they wish they would have known in those initial days, weeks, months, that first year or 2 years following the loss of their child. And then a slight personal story, just a dear friend of mine, her 3-year-old daughter drowned in 2020. Her name is Hallie. And so working with Hallie's family and friends, and then just in the NICU, in the hospital, and getting to know those families.
And hearing all of those stories, saying the name, remembering the
Yes.
kids like Hallie. You were
Yes.
saying that what you're hearing from parents is it's so important
Yes.
that someone know about their child.
Yes, no matter how short their life was here on this earth, every grieving parent's worst fear is that their child will be forgotten and that their name won't be shared and said. And so that kind of goes into part of what our services are. So not only do we support the family in those immediate moments following the loss of their child, but we work with their support system too, to equip their support system to know what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do. And one of those things that we help advise support systems on is continuing to say the name of the child and bringing up the child and sharing memories.
I can only imagine the tears that are
Yes.
that fall when you
Yes.
provide these services, when you meet with these parents, and there can be healing power of tears as well.
I think so, yes. I think because I worked for an extensive amount of time in the ICU and really working on what is comfortable for me professionally, engaging with families in those darkest moments, being able to grieve in front of them, not to the point where they're comforting me,
Sure.
but being able to show them that I'm impacted by their child's life and that I will continue to carry their child's memory with me forever.
So important, the services that you're providing, and there's a way that you're trying to raise awareness, and I
Yes.
assume as well as much needed funds to
Yes.
further this
Yes.
cause. Let's talk about the soiree.
Yeah, so the Spring Soiree, it's our first upscale event that we're holding. It's on Saturday, April 6th from 6 to 9 p.m. here in Des Moines at the River Center. And so kind of in everything that we do with Walk With You, not only do we want to support families and remember their children, but we do need to raise funds for our services to continue working with families. So, you know, we're gonna have live music with Lady Revel. We're gonna have food and drink. We're gonna have speakers from some of our families. So Bowman's mom and dad are gonna share their story, Blair and Josh, and then Leo's grandma is gonna be sharing her story. And Leo's mom actually is a general manager at Creme. And so Creme is providing our desserts for us at the event, yes. And so not only will we get to hear about these kids and share their stories, but then we will also be having a silent auction and raising funds for our services.
Okay, we have the Walk With You nonprofit.org. That's where you
Yes.
can get tickets, learn more
Yes.
about your services as well.
Exactly. Our services are listed on there. There is contact information should you need that support. So there's a really quick form you can fill out, or an email address or a phone number to give us a call or send us an email if you or if someone that you know is in need of our support.